Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Tacoimposters 4. It is November 8th, 2020. Sunday, November 8th, 2020. I was going to do it on Friday, because I usually do this on Fridays, but when I don't have anything to talk about or can't figure out what to talk about, I don't do it until I feel like. And which I should really stop that. I should really get, all topics to talk about, ahead of time. But, apparently, no. That's not how I'm running right yet. I'm still not at the point of oh yeah, here are the things to talk about. Because I'm not the podcast that I revere, I love, is my favorite podcast, okay, is the CEO podcast. The Completely Unnecessary podcast is the best. Because they know what they're doing. They have enough of this, it's a, what's it called? It's a show with, a structure, and then with, we can talk about other things into it, whatever. And also, it's two people. They can talk, talk off each other and play off each other, and ask, there are two people in there. They can talk about things. I'm one person right now. I've tried to ask people if they wanted to come on the show, and they were just like, no, not my thing. I'm like, oh, but you could, it's okay. He said it's not my thing, so I'm like, okay. Again, this light is in my face. I don't have a diffuser, and I might do this a lot again. Remember, just bear with me. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so that's my favorite podcast, and so they have topics to talk about, and then things happen, and then it's just and I'm not the kind of person too to sit down and write everything down. I like naturalness of it, the flow. But then I get to when I want to record it, I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. It's not the worst, but it's not great. So I was gonna talk about Super Mario Bros. 35, which I might have talked a little bit about this last weekend. I don't remember last podcast. I don't remember last episode. I don't remember. But oh yeah, before I start this, I tried to do something on Halloween, and my video got taken down for copyright something. It was a copyright claim. You had copyright material in your video. And they gave me a warning. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, because it's the first time you did it. I don't think it's the first time I did it. But hey, the first time I did it, it's just a warning. You do it again, and you can have rights taken away from you. Which, okay, because we tried to do a few things. I watched some commercials, some Halloween commercials, and this is on Halloween. So this is on Halloween Saturday, last Saturday. Oh no, 2 Saturdays ago. Sorry. But really, was it 2 weeks ago already? No, the 8th. No. Maybe. No. It was last Saturday. Okay. But yeah, I'm trying to, I was going to do that, and I think it's the episode of Arthur I watched. I tried to watch an episode of Arthur, and that's, I think, what got me copywritten, which is okay, fine. The Halloween episode of Arthur, okay, fine. Yet I've literally seen people show full episodes of things on certain places like Twitch and stuff. I'm like, how are you getting away with this, though? Or full movies. I've seen, not movies, but, I've seen people trying, it's what? How? Anyway, I'm not going to go there, but, so I think I'm going to, because that one got, because I switched computers, because my computer I was using for that stream just couldn't handle it, so I moved to my mom's computer, and apparently one of my mom's laptops, because she bought 2 laptops, one to use for work, and one to leave here, but that was all before the world exploded, so, I love that. We were hanging out with someone, back when we could hang out with people in the summer, because here, it was okay, and they let us do a few things, as long as you're in your backyard, as long as you're still social distancing, and as long as you're wearing, well, the mask wasn't even mandatory. And so we had a friend over, and he used this expression, the world exploded. I love that. That was before the world exploded. I love that. It's a little intense, but pretty much what happened. The world kind of exploded. You're well, no, oh, whatever. But anyway, so that was before the world exploded, so my mom was going to leave one at work, and then have a computer at home. Because it was enough of this, she needed one at home and at work. She bought a laptop. And she bought them cheap, because we have these, educational or non-profit organization, cheap, computers, companies that, they'll get a computer, refurbish it, and then just sell it to you cheaper, because you're a non-profit, or a computer, or a non-profit, or school, or so, whatever, or a volunteer business, like a volunteer company, or what do you call them? there's a name for those things. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's this one's gonna be called what that one was gonna be. Why I'm even telling you this, I don't even know. Because what does it matter to your lives? But yeah. So yeah, Super Mario Bros. 35 is a multiplayer 2D This is according to Wikipedia. I've not played this game. I don't own a Switch, but I've listened to things like CU podcast and different like things. So I respect. Also, they're kind of the people I respect their opinions on these kind of things. So they played it. And is a 2D platforming game with battle royale elements, developed by Arika and published by Nintendo. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a free game for a limited time. Is that right? Let me just keep reading to make sure I'm getting this right. The game was created it's created to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. Now, Super Mario Bros. As in. Oh no, I was thinking Mario Bros. Like the ones where the arcade game in the pipes. No, that's Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Is the NES game, the original NES game. Okay. Yeah, okay, Super Mario Bros. It was released on Nintendo Switch as a free download for members of the Nintendo Switch on. Oh, it's not even free to everybody. You can get it if you have the online service. That's the other thing I think is dumb. I watched a video by Izzy Nobra. Maybe I'll link it in the description. I don't know, but it was something to the effect of why I'm not going to use Nintendo Switch or online, or why I'm not using, or why online's garbage, or something like, or come on Nintendo, or something like that, right? Because in the video, basically, the video was, he's talking about how Nintendo Switch Online is just dumb. And it's the kind of thing where, why are you not giving us more? We want more. Give us more. Why are you giving us crap? And he's not saying it's horrible. He's just saying but we know it can do more. Why are you limiting us to NES games? And then they announced, I think after that, or it could have been before that, I don't know, that video. But when that video he was talking about and I think he might have touched on Super Nintendo too, but I don't know if Super Nintendo games are out at that point. Anyway, so they have Nintendo games and Super Nintendo games on the online, right? Because that's the other thing that people wanted. They wanted the Wii again. That's what they wanted. Because if you don't know, the Wii had so many virtual console. It was basically the first system to have virtual console games to show old games are actually. There's a market. People want old games. They will pay for old games, and a lot of them are $5. Now, not all of them, but a lot of them are $5, which was 500 bits. I don't know. They had a weird coining thing. They had this currency that 1 equaled 1. I think it was 500 blocks. So 500 coins was $5. That was really cheap, and you had to buy them in you bought these not coupons. You bought these not gift cards. Yeah, gift cards or kind of thing, and they had this many coin bits, whatever they called them. I don't know what they called them. I'm sorry, I'm not good at this. Didn't keep up with this stuff. I don't know, but they called them. Because I didn't buy anything at that era. I had a Wii. in 2008. I think I've talked about this before, but I never used it to do anything on the internet for years. I connected to the internet in 2012, 13 or something. It was crazy. Way after the good stuff was already there. Anyway, but yes, that's what they wanted on Switch. On Switch they wanted a virtual console, and they never got it. And then people thought that was what Stadia was going to be. They thought Stadia was going to be basically the Netflix of video games, and it didn't end up being that. No way. You still have to pay for certain games and dumb features. And I don't think Stadia will last very long. It will be popular, stay very popular very long, because we saw through their transparency. Also, Stadia takes a lot of your not data. What's it called? Yeah, your internet to use. So if you don't have a high good enough internet, fast enough internet, high enough internet, fast enough internet, enough gigs per month, whatever, you just won't be able to do it because it's cloud gaming. So you're pulling from a server. So you have to have enough internet to be able to play that. It'd be the same thing as it's kind of like streaming and how you need a high enough end PC, high-end PC, that's high enough that you can run it. But you also need a steady internet connection, right? So if you don't have a steady internet connection, your stream is like, because unlike a video, on this, okay, I watched a video about this. I don't even know if this is 100% accurate, so don't quote me on this. But I believe it's a video can switch like whatever. Like can switch uh can switch resolutions and stuff on like a YouTube video, let's say, right? It can do that while it's playing because it's not live, getting the stuff live. But in a stream, you need, if you set it to a certain thing, it's gonna expect, oh, I'm gonna want to constantly get this stuff. If it doesn't work, it starts to like buffer and lag and all that. Anyway, what are they getting at with that? What are they talking about? Streaming. They wanted connection. I didn't do anything. Oh my god, I don't even know what I was going getting. Oh, Stadia. Stadia. Yeah, Google Stadia. Yeah, so that's what they thought you would get. Like, because they're like, okay, fine, it's gonna be the Netflix of video games. We're gonna be able to play all these games. You just pay a certain fee, and then just all these games are available to you. No, you still have to buy some of them, and all that. It's just dumb. Look up how Stadia works. It's just a stupid concept. It doesn't work. I'm sorry, but I don't think it's the worst thing. But it's not for everybody either. It's for a very weird niche market, and that's why I think it's not going to last. That's a whole different story, though. So what are they getting at with this? Nintendo Switch Online service, right? Starting October 1st. And is set to remain playable until March. Playable! That's the other thing. It's not just you can download it once. That's the other thing that scares me about these like online-based services, where it's all, no, it can legitimately say, well, shut off the servers. Your game cannot be played anymore. You love this game. You really like it. You want to play it some more. You just can't. You just can't. I'm sorry. You can't. We shut it off. Because there's also another episode of the CEO podcast that they were long ago, 4 years ago or something. But they were talking about like game preservation, right? And the fact that there were laws where you can make, or certain things can be still. It was very, very, very specific. So don't quote me on this, but it was something to the effect of you could. A law changed somewhere in the States. I don't know exactly where. That said, you can now modify game consoles to keep certain like things running, servers, games, whatever, if the if the developer doesn't want to keep it running. If the developer doesn't want to keep it running, you're allowed to do it in certain places. Because because I find it stupid. Because what do we, okay, that's the thing that scares me. What happens when Fortnite, one of the biggest games in the world, it's making so much money. What if it decides one day? What if Epic Games just decides, Fortnite? Nah, it's done. We're done. No more Fortnite. You would literally, I'm not even joking, you'd probably have riots in the streets. I'm not saying literal riots in the streets, but you will have upheaval. It'll be bad. It'll be bad. Wait, did I use that word right? Upheaval. Definition of upheaval. Definition of upheaval.
Here's the definition of upheaval. A violent or sudden change or disruption to something.
Maybe. I don't know if it's gotta be violent, but they would have people complaining up the wazoo saying, what have you done? Why? Like, because that's the thing. A lot of these games are server-based. Now. And if the company decides, no, it's not going to happen. We don't want to keep running this thing. Your game is just null and void, done, dead. Null and, I think, wait, is that right? Definition of null and void.
According to
Cancelled. Yeah, right.
Cancelled, invalid, as in the lease is now null and void.
Yeah.
This phrase is actually redundant, since null means void, that is, ineffective. It was first recorded in 1669.
Oh, really? Anyway, null and void is one of those stupid sayings where null means void. that is ineffective. So you're saying null and void is one of those redundant terms, okay? That like doesn't make. You're saying the same thing twice, kind of thing. Anyway, but it's null and void. It's dead. It's canceled. It's done. We're done. We're out of it. No more. You can't play it anymore. It's like if you go back to when was it? Like 2000 or was it? No, maybe it was like last year or the year before. Maybe they got rid of Ducktales on digital. Just dead. It's just gone. You like that game? You can't re-download it. And now what scares me is, even if you have the game downloaded onto some system somewhere, on your computer, on your whatever, they can now just be like, shut off the server. Your game is unusable, unplayable. That's it. So that's why I don't like about this. Why are you making it a specific time? The game features the classic platforming of Super Mario Bros. With 35 player competing in real time in a battle royale format. See, that's cool, but again, why is it back to the whole point of why is it a certain amount of time though? What's their like reasoning behind why is it a certain amount of time? They also made Mario's 35th anniversary, like the Super Mario, like the compilation thing with, I think it's Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, and there are four. I thought there was 4 games on that. What is that called? What is that thing called? Switch Mario. I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember what it's called. I listened to a podcast, like the CEO podcast, talk about it. I don't know what it's called. And I've seen what's his name play it too. On stream, Peanut Butter Gamer, Austin Hargrave, whatever his name is. Yeah. Anyway, Mario Switch game. No, spacebar. Game. What's it called? It was a new game. What's it called? I just want to know the name of it. No, it's giving me the Mario Switch. Not Mario Maker 2, not Deluxe. There we go. Super Mario 3D All Stars. That's it. Okay. That was also apparently a limited time. Why? I have no idea. There you go. They're not. But what they're making. Let me be clear. I think it's that the physical copy can only be bought. Oh no. It's the reverse. It's the digital copy is only on the eShop for a certain amount of time. Why? I haven't a damn clue. I don't personally get why. To try and make you buy it or make it a little bit more expensive. So, oh, I gotta buy one. You know, it's the same thing that Disney does when see the physical version of Mario is released on September and will continue to be shipped to retailers and available for purchase through March 31st, 2021. Or while supplies last. The digital edition will be available through March 31st, 2021. Once the digital edition has been purchased on your Nintendo Switch, it can be re-downloaded and played if deleted from your device. That's the other thing that they talk about. That Ian on the CU podcast was talking about. He had some, I don't know what it was, some game on, was it PS3 or PS4 or something? Or I think it was PS3, and he wanted to re-download it on PS4. I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember exactly the details of the story. But it was something like that. Or it was on PSP maybe? I don't remember. Anyway, he had a game on the PlayStation Network. And he was told that they would not be letting you download it again, right? Or, sorry. Yeah. But if you had it downloaded, you could download it again on like a separate thing. You couldn't buy it, or sorry, you couldn't purchase it maybe? Like purchase it. I think it was you couldn't purchase it. But you could download it again if you have already purchased it. And then he goes, like, this is years later after he's not played it. He wanted to play it again, and he remembers, oh, they told me I could re-download it if I had it. He goes to the store. He goes to the icon. He clicks, nothing happens. He clicks, nothing happens. Nothing. So they can literally stop. So this right here, where it says once the digital edition has been purchased on your Nintendo account, it can be re-downloaded and played if deleted from the device. Yeah, you're saying that now, but you could just decide one day, nope, for some strange reason, nope, you can't even download it again. I don't get it. Why? now 3 classic games. It's Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario um, Galaxy. Why they didn't put Galaxy 2 on there also, I don't know. But, hey. Well, then you'll ask for everything. You'll be like, oh, can we have this Mario game and that Mario game and put this one on and that, and then put the DS games on there. Put the new Super Mario. But, we'd be asking for too much, I think. I think they gave us just enough. Which is fine. Also because they might want to make a remake of Mario Galaxy 2. I'm not sure. That could be their thinking. Like, well, we're going to make a remake of Mario Galaxy 2 to get more money out of you, Which is kind of dumb in my opinion, but hey, it's a business, so you want to make money, so. It's not exactly the greatest way of doing it, but what are you going to do? So that game is also unavailable. So this one's only... So, back to Super Mario Bros. 35. That game is only available until... While supplies... Look, it's while supplies... Why they thought of this, I have no idea. Okay, is remain playable until March 20... The game features the classic platforming of Mario 60... Mario Bros. It's a digital game only on the eShop to this one. So there's no physical copy of this. That's the other thing. With the DuckTales one, the DuckTales one was on Wii U. I think it's everywhere now they got rid of it. But it was first the Wii U that they decided to get rid of, like the digital version off the store, just gone. And then because DuckTales remastered actually, which some people didn't like and some people liked, but I never played it, so I can't comment on it. But it was like so they were just quite strange. Why are you getting rid of it though? Like what? So people who have physical copies of it are now selling it for like a lot for some reason because that's the only way you can get it now. You can play it physically, and it's one of those things where it's kind of like the Scott Pilgrim. Because Scott Pilgrim vs. the World had a game on the Xbox Live Arcade, right? And so some people, and they got rid of it. They decided, nope, it's not going to be able to download anymore. Which again doesn't make sense to me. What's the reasoning? And I hate when companies don't give us good reasons why they do something or not do something. Like Nintendo, we want more games, N64, GameCube games on the Switch, right? But for some strange reason, I say we, and I don't have a Switch, but I mean we in like the almost gonna say royal we, not necessarily that, but like as like gamers, right, who have Switches want more games, and it's like Apple. Okay, I'm gonna go. They want to, but like and it's not a matter of hardware won't run it. People who've hacked the game system have shown you can play these. You can play N64. You can play GameCube games on your Switch. It's not a hardware thing. You just don't want to do it for some strange reason. It's like when we say something like with an Apple device, like an Apple iPhone, they'll always tell us something like, well, it's not really possible, or we can't get it done yet, right? Or like, we haven't figured out how to get it to run on here. And then when you have a jailbroken iPhone, there are, what are they called? Repositories? No. The apps, whatever there's a name for them. They're called, no, not here, sorry, going back to here. They are called, where is new tab? New tab. And then, oh no, I did new tab. Damn it, 2 new tabs. New tab. Oh no, I already want new tab. Okay, new tab, and then I want Google. And it's not an app though. Cydia. What are they called? They're like Cydia apps. I don't know what they're called, but anyway, they prove to like Apple, basically show Apple. No, it's possible. You just don't want to do it. You don't want to give us that feature. Cydia. What are Cydia apps called? That's what I'll look up. What? No. Are Cydia tweaks? No, but what's the thing? Sources? No. Is that what they're called? What are Cydia apps called? There you go. They're called Cydia. What are they called? Let me go to Cydia. I've jailbroken a phone. I've also bricked every phone I jailbroken, but clicked in a bad way. One, I just screwed it over and I had to. Did I have to reset the whole phone or what? I don't remember what I had to do, but I did. Friggin' around because they're called. Oh God, what are they called? Sources, maybe. Yeah, with different tweaks and stuff showing. Yeah, I think it's tweak. The word I'm thinking of is tweak, but there are certain tweaks where like, no, we show you that feature is possible. You just don't want to implement it for some strange reason. And that's the thing. These are like random people making tweaks that show you, like, Apple can't even give us these features. Like, what the heck? Give us a stable version of this. Like, these are not stable. So, and people always like warn people, don't download random tweaks if you don't know what you're doing because you could break your phone or have viruses and have like, you know, vulnerabilities and all that stuff. Well, your phone becomes vulnerable basically because there's no protection to these things. It's open. It's like when you're downloading an app on an Android phone, like side loading one in. It's like, watch what you download because they could be full of like malicious things. I don't know. I've never had too big a problem with them, so. But I have had to go into places because they made pop-up ads come on my screen. I'm like, no, this is baloney. I got Bitdefender. Is that what I got? And I got like the month trial or something. And I'm like, tell me what's wrong. And I said these apps here, cover them, and it worked perfectly. It's great. I love it. But again, so back to this. It's like, why? Like, I hate when companies don't give us a reason. Like Apple when they dropped the headphone jack. It was like, why though? Why? 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 Can't we have an headphone jack? And what they gave us was, why? Don't tell us this baloney of, well, it won't physically fit. First of all, for the iPhone 7, right? It's like, they won't physically fit. And I was like, no, that's okay. No, that's a bunch of baloney. I'm sorry. That's a bunch of baloney because people literally, I think it was a guy, Scotty from Strange Parts. Now it's a YouTube channel, Strange Parts. He's a guy named Scotty, and he was living in China for a while because he wanted to do a whole China market thing with like, because then you go to Chinese markets, you can get like iPhone parts or whatever. So he built his own iPhone, so first he built his own iPhone, then he added headphone jack to an iPhone 7 and proved, oh, it's possible. If you wanted to figure it out, you could have done it. They just didn't want to. Also, the reason I think the real reason, I think he made a video of it too, but the reason I agree with him, I think that makes sense. What he said makes sense. He basically said the reason they got rid of the iPhone jack, like the real reason, because they said the reason they gave was innovation. We have to be or something like that, innovators, or you know. And it's like, oh, baloney. First it wouldn't physically fit. Then it was, and we have to be innovators. So if we don't, basically they, without saying it that directly, they didn't say specifically that way, but they basically said, well, if we don't innovate, we'll never innovate. No innovation will ever happen. It's like, yeah, but don't. If it's not broke, don't fix it, kind of thing. Where it's like, but if it works and I want a headphone jack, why do I now have to have a dongle, a adapter to go from lightning to headphone jack? And what Scotty said in that video was, well, it's because they own they have a copyrighted patent. I don't know how it works, whatever, on the lightning bar. They don't on the headphone jack, and so they can charge people or like make you have a certification, right? To pay for certification so that your device is Apple certified, right? So on the back of a box or on the box of something, sometimes you'll see, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but sometimes you'll see Apple certified on it. Like Apple certified. This is an Apple certified accessory, right? And then they'll show you what it's certified for. Nowadays, not really. They're all basically the same. But it used to be like iPhone, iPad, iPod, Touch, back when all three of those things were coexisting at once. Not just kind of like, I was going to say not, they're still coexisting. It's just they're not, they've got different reasons to have them now. Like, and an iPod Touch, forget it. I don't see a reason to buy one. Not even close. For me, I think you get an iPhone and you don't give the kid a plan. Like, if you're getting your kid, let's say you're getting your son and he wants like a music player and games and whatnot. Fine. You just get him an iPhone. You don't get him a plan. And you just, in the future, you can, when he's old enough or whatever, when you want to let him, you just give him a plan. Or he wants to buy a plan, like start a plan. You can get a phone plan. Like, because my friend, this was 2015 too. But I was talking to one friend. I was in a group of 3 people, and it was one guy said, um, I just got an iPod Touch, and the second guy next to me goes, why did you buy an iPod Touch? In this day and age, why did you buy an iPod Touch? You could have just bought an iPhone, not had a SIM, like not had a phone plan, and just in the future added one. He goes, well, I'm always going to be connected to a computer, or maybe he said that before that, but I'm always going to be connected to the computer, so I can use them. It'll be basically a phone if I'm connected to the computer, to internet, or not that computer, sorry, internet. I'm connected to internet, and so it's just like, but he was just baffled as to why he would do that in that day and age. And so even now, 5 years later, I definitely tell you, there's no point to buying an iPod. Because also, you want a phone, you don't have to pay like $1,000 iPhone if you don't want one. There are options. Get a like last generation, even 2 generations back. Get a get like a lower range, lower tier Android phone, and you still run it. Now the problem with Android though is the support. The support is awful. They never support a phone long enough. Like with updates and securities and all that, your phone will be, and it'll also feel slow because it's trying to run a lot of things or most things on a really old operating system, and so it's like ooh, which is my problem. I'm running, I believe, Android 7 on my phone, which is a Samsung Galaxy S7, not an Edge, an S7. And so I'm starting to see the incompatibilities because that's the thing with iPhone too. They just made so many apps when iOS 10 came out, so many apps incompatible because they changed that version of iOS so like not fundamentally so much so there's a word for it so whatever like so fundamentally like so it changed a lot. It changed it in the most basic parts that the apps just don't work if you don't update them. And so there were so many apps. There was a video. What's his name made a video? Metal Jesus Rocks made a video, and it was something like I'm saving my or how to save apps or preserve apps or whatever. And there are decent games that now just games and apps and whatever that just don't run now because they were never optimized for iOS 10. And I mean we're at 14 now, so it's 4 more iOSs later. But that's still at that point they stopped it. Why? Why did you make all apps incompatible? There was no problem before. I mean, before really. I mean, you could update your phone and your app would still somewhat work. But then you go, but they need to if you want better features. And I'm like, fine. You know what? Fine. I don't think that's 100% correct, but I'll whatever, you know. But at least now for certain apps, they'll say something like this app requires iOS 14. But we can try and get you the most compatible version for the operating system you're running. And I'm like, oh, great. Which is what I have a problem with Android. That if an app just doesn't work, it just doesn't work. They won't tell me why. It won't try and give me a reason. It won't be like, well, you can't download it. No, it'll let me download it. Sometimes on certain things, like if I want the Daydream app, which is the Google VR app, right? If you want the Daydream app, my phone will literally be like, because I have a Samsung, it'll be like, nope, sorry, your phone is not compatible, which is good. But most apps don't do that. So I'm like, they'll let me download it and then it just won't run. I'm like, why? So stupid. They may tell me a thing now. I'm not sure. I haven't downloaded a lot of like incompatible apps. That's the other thing too. Because I'm looking at I got I want to make an app one day, and so I messed around. I got what's it? Google Developer Studio, is that what it's called? Yeah, I think so. To develop a Android app. And so for me, I was like, oh, maybe I'll do that one day. And I looked at, and they give you like you click the drop down menu which version of Android you want it to run on, and it tells you a percentage on the end of how many people still use it, or something like that. Yeah, like, and I think Android 7 is like 70% of people still use it or something crazy high like that. It was either 60 or 70. But it was between 60 and 75. I don't know what it was, but like it was kind of crazy though how like people still use really old devices. Oh, it's true. Like laptops. My mom bought, and the two laptops my mom bought were really, really old. Now they're not super, super old, but one of them still has a PCIe slot. I believe it's PCIe anyway. Crazy. It doesn't. Okay, the one laptop doesn't even have a webcam. It's crazy. It doesn't even have a webcam. Think about that. That must be old if it doesn't have a webcam. Because that's what they do. They do it. They probably wipe it and then they give you all these options too. Do you want Windows 10? Do you want blah 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 yada yada included into the thing, the price and all that? Like not in, yeah, included in the price of the laptop. Yeah. No, or extra, some extras and whatever. So God, like it shows like laptops, but that's the other thing too. Laptop. I've probably said this before. Laptops are one of those things where I don't think you need to get one every year. And phones. I think phones are the same too now. They're getting to that point where where there's no point to asking or to trying to get the people who are upgrading every year for a phone. You have to look at the market and the customer that's going to go upgrade in 3 or 5 years, 3 to 5 years. You know, like me. I'm now looking into what's the next phone I get, and what is a feature I want. Do I want some kind of gimmicky feature, or do I want a really good, like a practical feature, or like do I want high storage, or do I want like a pop-up camera, or do I want like a flip out phone, like a, you know, but or do I want like was it the LG Swoosh? I think it's called. It basically does this. It's got a screen. The screen looks like this, and then it goes like that, like this. It goes like this. It goes, and then a screen turns sideways, and you have like a second screen underneath it, or maybe not. Which I don't really see the point of. What's the point of the Swoosh? It's a cool phone, but what does that give me anyway? And then there's the. Is it called the Swift? No, the LG. I know it's. I think it's LG. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's LG. The LG. I'm thinking of LG products, and can only somehow really think of the gram for some reason, and that's the laptop that's supposed to be less than a gram. It's like a gram and a half or something, 2 gram and a quarter, something like that, or 1.85 or something. So it's not really 1 gram, but you know, close enough. Close enough. But where is the DuckDuckGo? It's LG phones. There you go. LG phones. They have the Velvet. That's what it's called. The LG Velvet. Where the LG Velvet is a phone where it's got like an accessory where you can add a second screen to it. Which I had a phone like that. That had a second screen attached to it. It's the ZTE. Oh, I don't know what it's called. I don't remember what it's called, but ZTE. Man. And it was basically, it had 2 screens together, but my model, and a lot of people said that too in the, I heard about, like, I went on, like, forums, and I went on, like Reddit and stuff. Or, did I go on Reddit? No, I went on no, because Easy Nobra made a video about him, like, he really likes the phone, and I went underneath and I went, yeah, but I did not have the same experience. My phone, because my phone never charged properly. The charging port doesn't work. Can I get that charging port replaced? Probably. I literally had to open up the back of the phone. I got not a vice, what do you call it? C-clamp. I C-clamped the phone, the charging port into place so it would charge the phone. It was ridiculous. I was like, this is ludicrous. The phone is so bad. Now, it technically works, and I could probably get that fixed if I went somewhere, like, third-party way and, like, found a person to do it for me, but, oh, God, I don't want to have to, but anyway. Now, all of this to talk about what now? You don't think you should get a phone? I never even finished the Mario. Oh my gosh, I never even finished Mario. Where's Mario? Mario 35. Yeah, it's the whole I don't get why they don't. Oh yeah, why can't we don't do it? So, yeah, so going back to Super Mario All Stars. Why? Cut here. Sorry, the camera overheated again. I mean, at least it lasted longer than last time, because or 2 actually episodes ago, I had a protector on this part. I know what. Oh, here. Because I have this right, which is a for the top of here. The other time it had a cover on here, so the cover for the body I think made it overheat even more, like faster. So, but yeah. Now I took it off, and now I'm just like, I don't care. I'm not using this anymore. This overheats it too much, and this camera always had a problem with overheating. It at least lasted for me, well, because it was used when I got it, so I don't know how often this guy used it. He could have used it every day, 12 hours a day for all I know. So the battery could be bad, and and it's not removable battery, so therefore I can't just get a new battery and be like, oh well, I can put it in, and there's no service to do it because Samsung's just completely like ended support for it. They're like, nope, we don't care anymore. Oh wait, delay. Sorry, support for it. So oh well. Which is why I'm looking into getting a new 360 camera or getting a real camera because I got this camera thinking I would do lots of 360 stuff, and then I learned really quickly. Even last year when I got it, even then it was obsolete. People were like, "There's no point to getting this; it's too old." Because it was 2 years after it come out. This camera. So this camera came out in 2017. This is the second model I'm using now to record this video, and it's not the worst camera. It's just there are better cameras. Like that's the thing. If you know what is better, then it doesn't have to be bad. There just has to be better. Like if better exists, then okay. Like it's this whole. It doesn't have to be better. Sorry, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like it's not necessarily a bad camera. It's just that there are better options nowadays. So it almost and they're better to the point of this is obsolete now. They're so good that this is obsolete. Not that they're cheap. If you have all the money in the world, yeah. But cause I bought this camera used on eBay for $77. I probably talked about this before. I think it was $77 around there, 75, 77, something like that. And used last February, so February 2019, and so I didn't spend the full price, which I think was like around $300 when it came out, around there. And this is all Canadian, around that price. I don't know exactly how much it was, but yeah. And so I'm just kind of like getting fed up. I want a real camera because a lot of people say, make you want to do YouTube stuff, don't bother. Do not bother. Or even people saying making movies, even they're like, don't bother making a computer, buying high end stuff. Just know how to use what you have. So I only have a few minutes left. I think I have 2 minutes now. This was the game, so I don't have enough time. But we're featuring. Where is it? So now it's the end. It's back to Super Mario 35. Enemy players defeated are sent to the other opponents using one of four targeting options. The game features power-ups that can be obtained by spending collected coins on a item roulette wheel, and a timer that can be extended by defeating enemies and completing levels. Critics give Super Mario Bros. 8 mixed reviews, praising the game's unique concept of combining Super Mario Bros. With Battle Royale gameplay. So it seems like a decent thing. I don't know. It's cool enough. I don't know. I'd love it if I had it. I'd play it right now if I had a Switch with the online service, Nintendo's online service. 100% right now I'd use it on Switch Online. Yeah, whatever right now, but I don't. So I'm probably gonna miss it, and I'm never gonna be able to play it, which is kind of sad. But oh well. I'll look if people are streaming it just to see. I want to know what the game looks like too. Anyway, so I think that'll be it for now, guys. So again, you want to get in touch with me? There's a podcast. There's the email, which is strike Tacoimposters@gmail.com. There's a Discord, and there's the Patreon. If you want to see better content, please support me on Patreon. Yeah, you want to see better cameras, better quality, better everything, lighting, everything. Just you support me on Patreon. Tell me what to do in the comments. Tell me what to talk about. Tell me what to do with my channel. What games to play. What things to do. What books to read. What movies to watch. I don't care. What TV shows to watch. Tell me what to do with a 360 camera, because if you tell me good things to do with it, I might make more. You might see more 360 content. I don't know. But yeah, think that'll be it for now, guys. So, adios, mi amigos.